Let's do it. 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 What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Professor Pippin, back in this bitch on I Trader Agent, trying to get active, trying to get live. Coming at you with the weekend analysis. Yes, let's see if we can chop up real quick. Um, last week, I mean, last week was what it was. I really don't really got no explanations. Um, I didn't do a end of the week trade breakdown, but had some stupid opportunities last week. I tell myself I should be retired and on the yacht all the time because of my trade management. I feel like that's probably the part of my game that needs the most work because I had buys from down here, ended up closing. Price action was just stalling around. Forgot that the news was about to pop off, and that's why price action was stalling around. I didn't think about why price action. I just sat there for like 2 hours. Price action ain't moved. So I was like, yeah, I trailed the stops. I got trailed at this candle right here, started to ignite, and then that trade, this other trade right over here. I did catch these buys from the bottom. I did smash up some TPs right up here at the top, but I also saw this continuation trade coming into the Asian. I didn't take it because you see, I think once price action opened up during the Asian, it just kind of went bullish. And then I didn't really trust the retracement because we didn't break structure right over here. And by the time I got back to it, price action was up here doing its thing. And yeah, I was not interested because I missed it from the bottom. So ultimately was looking for a price action to get back up into, or was looking to see from last week's weekend analysis. Blame that thing, but naked. We were looking at price action breaking structure. And I've been talking about this little zone right up here, same way right up here. Price action been doing some funky moves as far as breaking structure, breaking trend. It's moving in ways that you wouldn't consider it to be moving if you wanted to say it was trending. This is trending market here. This is funky, breaking highs, breaking the lows, and now coming back, pushing to the highs. Some funky price action to be trading. But for the most part, going into this week, we're looking to smash up these charts again, coming from a daily time frame. What we see is price action pushing bullish, come down, break structure, looking left, pushing bearish, come back, break structure, looking left, pushing bullish, starts to retrace for the most part, break right through structure, looking left. So now we bearish, then we started to come back up, break structure, looking left. Now we pushing bullish on the daily. So for the most part, we've got this daily zone identified from, oh, we still got it identified bearish from the high to the low until price action breaks above right over here. We would be then considered flipping back bullish, but on lower time frames, what we see is price action is bullish on that 4-hour time frame. This is the initial push that broke structure looking left on the daily chart right down here. We created that low. And then price action just took off to the top side. Now, what I got identified is price action was bullish, making higher highs and higher lows back in over here. Got up in here for so whatever reason, looking left, and then started retracing bearish. Looked like news popped off here, grabbed liquidity and rolled up bearish, and then did a little move right up in here, and then went bearish some more. But as price action started going back to the top side, we're breaking structures, looking left, creating structures, and current time price action. What I'm looking for is what I got identified right here is sort of a supply area on lower time frames. And what I'm looking for, the reaction from that is to see, does price action for the most part, uh, we did create a new 4-hour high. So I'm looking to see how price action retraces if it does. If it does retrace, come down, break this 1-hour support. I do have like a little imbalance area kind of identified here on the hourly chart that I'm looking for price action to retest too. But if we, I don't know, how I would look for a continuation bullish scenario because once we push above this level, the only thing left is just the resistance right up here at the top, looking left from the daily time frame that potentially could stop it. So um, potentially could take breakout buys, but you would definitely have to see price action roll over in the lower time frames in order to get into those buys. So for me, as the week opens. My two left. As we can see, previous price action from Friday's price action pushing, making higher highs and higher lows. Once we get up into this area right up in here, we start to kind of consolidate. We get one more high pullback, fail to create a new high, and we already kind of retested the previous sort of lower time frame demand area that pushed price action or pushed price into the highs. So I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a retest. So if price action was to open up and start to come down bearish, I probably would expect for it to break through this little 15-minute support area right down here. There's another one right down here, and then there's another one right down here. So ultimately, what I would do is just wait for price action to pull back, see what it does here once it gets to that level, probably about 97,300 level. Then see what it does once if it makes it down here. 67, 120, 67, 130-ish area. Potentially because price action could find support within the market based off of these candles right up in here and then start to roll over bullish. So for AU, I also need to check the news. But for AU, as the week opens, I want to see, do we start bearish? And then as we start to come down throughout the week or throughout Sunday and Monday's price action, do we react from any of these levels that potentially help push price action back bullish, or do we come all the way back down to support, even potentially feel this imbalance that price action left as it was continuing to make its high, low formation? Or does it just find potential support within these levels right up in here and start to push back bullish? Since we are pushing back into that supply area that we have identified from the higher time frames, this could just flush. This could, continue to resume back bullish. Let's hop out to the higher time frames, blank everything, reset that thing. Got a big bullish candle. So potentially, yeah, a little big bullish candle. I want to see some more candle work. Potentially what we see right here, like I said, price action pushed down, created a low, created a high, came back, broke structure. This could just be, pump faking into the highs, making you think we about to go big bullish, and then it only be a retest and roll back over, continue structure back to the downside. But depending on I don't know if there's any news. Like I said, I gotta check that out, but I do looking at this. Um, Trying to see something like this. That 4 hour, see how that look. I have to see that set up. But yeah, ultimately looking to wait to see how price action opens up tomorrow. Probably even into London, and then be able to make a decision based off of what price action is doing from within this 15-minute level, and then within this hourly support level to that hourly high. Um, ultimately bullish, 4 hour time frame and down. So definitely should be looking for the buys, most bullish possible scenario to see if we continue to go bullish. But if the market does come down and start to roll up, you better watch out on them buys because you could get macaroni. Looking at UJ from last weekend's weekend analysis, what we are talking about, what I was identifying was price action reacted from this level and pushed bearish. We kind of identified this area as a weak order block as price action tapped into that level and then started to push down. What we do notice is price action did not break structure looking left. So if this area really is a strong weekly order block within the market, then potentially we could be tapping into the area one more time to grab a few more orders before we roll back over to the downside. But like everything, this still here within this level right up here. We see price action tap into that area. We respond big bearishly, kind of vigorously, didn't break the low of the previous weekly candle. So, there's kind of some information within that, as price action did close big bearish, but we did not break the low of the previous weekly candle. So as we bring the analysis back and we going down to the daily, what we see her is price actions reacting from that weekly order block area, starting to make lower lows, lower highs. Found some type of support within the area, within the market right up in here, then flipped and started going back bullish. We tapped into that weekly order block area right up in there, and we rolled back bearish. We did not break the ultimate structure or where price action came from, high, low, potential lower high, create new lower low. It didn't create that. It actually went back bullish and tapped into that weekly order block one more again. And then we came back bearish. What we see right here is once we came back bearish, this is what we were identifying last weekend's weekend analysis. When price action reacted from way up here, first thing we were looking for is to see Did price action break structure looking left once it started coming back down? And we got our answer at the end of last week is hell no. So now we most definitely are more feeling more confident about taking buys. Hold on one second. Yes, sir. But yeah, so we got our answer at the end of the week. Last week, market closed, did not break structure, and we got a big vicariously bullish closing candle at the end of the week, breaking the high of the previous daily candles high. Bring the analysis back. E so we're identifying from the potential lower high that's potentially going to create a new lower low. Retracement come back into the most extreme high point of where price action started from. We starting to come back bearish right up in here. Did not break structure looking left. So based off of the daily, we're identifying bearishly here. So what we're saying is the 4-hour time frame and down is pushing bullish, making higher highs, higher lows back into that daily resistance area to see if there is enough whatever's within the market left to continue to potentially shift this market back bearish. But like I said, right over here on the 4-hourly time frame, we are starting to roll over back to the top side. What we see when we do bump back down to that 4-hour time frame, price action has already started to close above hourly structure back to the top side. Coming into this week, I missed out on these buys too. Yeah, I'll point that out down when we get to the lower time frames. But we see price action continue to make higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour time frame. This is the previous higher low that gave you the higher high. So we got the resistance right up top, right up here. Potentially was taking retracement trades all last week. Definitely caught short from right up in here throughout the Asian session. Yeah, and there's just several opportunities throughout last week to catch these shorts. Price action broke first structure right up in here. Potentially could have identified a structure right up in here, kind of been your indication to say, well, if we break structure here and here, we get ready to roll over big bearish, clean candles looking left, taking shorts all week. But looking into this week, as we see price action close above hourly structure right over here, we're looking to see, I'm looking to see if price action is going to retrace first because I'm trying to get in one more time. Um, Low to the high on the 4-hourly time frame, pushing bullish on the hourly. We see price action coming down, making lower highs and lower lows than it be. And then the most previous or the most recent lower high in the bearish trend came down, break structure looking left, gives you a new low. We retrace all of this and close above structure looking left. So, like I said, two options I'm looking for. Either we start breaking out of this little consolidation box right up here, identified in the red, breaking out of there bullishly and just going to continue to go bullish. So we're looking for continuation, higher highs and higher lows. Something like that right here. Back into them highs. Or, potentially what I hope happens is we pull back just a little bit. Then let me get in one time with the friends. Let me in, baby, and then take off. That's what I'm looking for. So if either one of these scenarios pop out, I will hop in either one of these bullish scenarios and take the market to the top side and ride that thing on out. But outside of that, it could push bearish. And if it does push bearish, then we gonna be ready for that too. When we say push bears, we come down, think we're gonna get this nice little setup and get smacked in the face. If price action starts to break supportive levels looking left, first one being right at 133 by that 930, 900 area. Second one being right over here. Breaks below there, continues to come back down and retest 4-hour support. Something like this. I would want to see price action close below 133 017 first to believe in these shorts because we could be pump faking down here and then go back bullish. But to believe in the shorts, I want to see it close below, retest. And then once it does a move like this with this 1, 2, 3, and then this pullback, I'll definitely be ready. Boy, you almost got shot, boy. I saw you in the camera. Oh, he almost got. Well, I'm packing. I'm hello. What the hell? Because you almost got shot. But hold on, let me. We put up live. But yeah, I will be looking for the retracement here. Um, banging off of that 4 hour support that we just recently broke and then try to take them shorts. But otherwise, I really am looking for that bullish scenario to play out. Um, Main reason I'm looking for it to go back bullish is because the reaction did not break structure where price action came from that pushed us into that reaction. Now, had this price action right here done this thing all the way down here and broke below here, oh yeah, I'm definitely looking for the shorts automatically. No more bullish scenarios. I want some shorts. But I don't think that's gonna happen. We didn't break, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what next week. We're gonna see. Ultimately looking for the best bullish scenario on UJ. If it does happen to pop and go bearish, then we potentially could either stop loss right down here and then get ready and see if we can set up some shorts. Pushing over to UCAD. Ooh, we big bearish on UCAD. Um, Based off of the daily time frame, we are identifying bullish from the high. I meant from the low to the high, pushing it over to the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame has rolled over bearish. We was making higher highs and higher lows right back in over here. And then once we come down, retest support right up in there, pushed up. I did take shorts on UCAD last week. I ended up trailing the stops, as you know, and got trailed out. But had I not trailed stops, let me see if I can pull that up. Had I not trailed those stops, oh my gosh, extreme leakage. Once I got trailed out with this candle right up in here, I wasn't really messing with it no more because it was consolidating and doing this. And AU and UJ had some other stuff out there for me, but we had them from the top. Which one is this? That's the UJ. That ain't it. Got the UCAD too, all the way from the top. Here we go. UCAD all the way from the top. I hopped in right over her. Yeah, and then started fumbling around. I like to trail, and I trailed, and I got tapped out right up in this like 1 hour resistance. It did not break the high, and then it just leaked. It just leaked. Let's go down to see. Saying what was we at? We just put a shot back up. We got in at 36 140. So 36 140. So we hopped in somewhere over here. Yeah. And then 36 40. Stops above. And we was looking for the break. I was looking for this to break because once price action retested this 1 hour support, we pushed up and we did not break structure looking left. So as this kind of, pushed here and retested this high and started to leak, and I came back to the charts and it was doing that, I jumped in the shorts. But like I said, when I got in, it started fumbling around. It wasn't doing what it was wanting to do. I must have got in. Yeah. Where is the, because I ended up trailing and got trailed out. But either way, that was the entry. I didn't update it because I trailed and got trailed out. But either way, had I stayed in, that thing leaked. But yeah, this is just straight up bearish. I'm looking for price action to flip on a 15-minute time frame. Potentially, I probably would not scalp the buys on this because they're gonna be real choppy coming back up. Now, if some news pop off at the beginning of the week, that like I said, at the end, we probably gonna check out the news. If some news pop off at the beginning of the week, potentially it could sprout back to the top side, but otherwise, I think it's gonna be real choppy coming back up. What I would look to see is how it reacts from like that 135 400 area, 135, 400 to 135. I would say anywhere 400 to 500 area. See how price action reacts within that area to see if it rolls back over bearish. But otherwise, it could be a chop back to the top side. Um, Daily, low to the high. Um, 1 hour support. Yep. support. No, that was 4-hour support, and then there's a structure was recently broken. So we had the low to the high, potentially new higher low, failed to create and then rolled over. So you got the 4-hour resistance all the way down. This move initially broke structure here, so you could have 4-hour support, new 4-hour high, new 4-hour resistance, what is hourly resistance identified at, and that be your new 4-hour support. But then hourly structure be real. Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna leave it like I gotta identify because otherwise, yeah. I don't know. UCAT is real funky. You're gonna see some chop come back up, but once you got back up into this area, then I'll be ready to start looking for the rollback bearish. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just continue to monitor it because it could just open up bearish and then just keep leaking to the downside. Yeah. So um wait for price action to come down and create some structure, at least on the hourly, and then watch for that hourly to flip and then hop down to the 15-minute and take continuation buys once that hourly support starts to create. Otherwise, it could just keep leaking. I didn't catch it from the top, so I ain't trying to take them continuation shorts down here because it can flip around at any point. And I ain't trying to get cooked like that. So yeah. Ultimately retracing the previous daily push. So um seeing as how price action hasn't currently created any structure, what I would do is pop the fields now. And then, yeah, I know that based off the field, we have crossed all boundaries for me to be still looking for continuation buys. Yeah, I would definitely be just looking to see what happens because at this point, anything for me to say, okay, I want to base a buy scenario based off of fibs, we done broke all them levels. The 50, the 70, the 618, we already closed below, retesting, starting to look like we're closing back below some more. So yeah, bro. Looking at GU, um, we talked about this in the last video. When I go back to finish creating this, I'm gonna plop that video feed right up at the top of the screen. It's gonna pop up like right up in here. But we talked about this on the last video, and we said, okay, well, first section has broke 4-hourly structure looking left. We even broke higher time frame daily resistance looking left, and we pulled back. We did break hourly structure, so that's what made me hesitant on taking the buys last week when we looked at this on Tuesday. Because we broke that hourly structure, what this potentially means, the way I identify is if we come down from the 4-hour resistance and break structure looking left where price action came from, we could potentially expect price action to retrace a little bit more within that 4-hour range from the 4-hour support right down here all the way up to the high. But that didn't happen. So what I said was, if price action closes above this little area right over here where this blue line is, this little area of interest right here, if it pushes and pullbacks and respects price action that it came up on, I would definitely take those buys. We had this area right here identified. I even kind of drew a diagram what I was looking for. Any of the higher lows, at the higher high, or yeah, the higher lows coming up, I would have been hopping in on all the way back up into this 4-hour resistance. We got price action to continue and broke above that 4-hour resistance. So ultimately, TPs, what I was looking for was smashed up, but we even got a little bonus for anybody who took those trades and just let price action run for them. But yeah, so where we at now is we get rid of all that. For the most part, we pretty much would delete all of GU's chart analysis because we are breaking structure on all time frames. So what I do is bump back out to that higher time frame, looking at the daily. Um, delete. Looking at the daily, this is really, really choppy. So the way I would identify this as far as um, swing levels on the daily, this will be my daily support. And I wouldn't identify a daily high just yet because we have not had any breaks in structure for the most part on the 4-hourly time frame, looking at it based off the daily. So yeah, got that daily support area right down here where price action came from that sent you into the high. So if price action starts to close below back below that 1.18032, I'm looking for shorts below that area. Just call that out. But looking at this, we don't have really any uh real retracements on a 4 hour time frame, breaking any structure looking left. So potentially this is the low. We're still pushing to create that high. And then once we see price action pull back and actually break some of these levels, then we'll identify that area as being the daily resistance, daily high, swing high, however you want to identify it. But for right now, in my chart identification purposes, we're gonna hit it like that. And then we got the 4 hour support right up on the her. But yeah, so we got that 4 hour resistance. We're gonna zoom it in for all the people in front and for all the people in the back. And so we can identify that level as the last higher low that pushed you into the highs, breaking structure looking left. Even though it is on a daily time frame, we can identify that just looking at it based off chart pattern and recognition and candle structure. All right, so then what we have is continuation short from below there. And then the 4 hourly resistance hasn't ultimately been created just yet either, because we haven't had any hourly zones looking left broken as far as breaking structures coming back to the downside. So price action is just bullish, bullish, bullish on the weekly, daily, 4H. We do see a supportive area right up in her hourly, where that thing bust out from. This is on GU. Putting a lot of detailing on GU. I don't really trade GU like that, so really kind of questioning what the hell going on. But ultimately, busting it down. Price action going big bullish on the 4 hourly, daily, and the hourly, and we see price action still breaking structure, looking left, and just keep giving you high highs and high lows. Since price action has just impulsed back into the highs, I will ultimately be waiting for a retracement on what is it, GU. And what we can do is identify that hourly high, because we have broke structure on a 15-minute chart. So I'm gonna bust it all the way down since we already into it. We got that London open. So these analyses will hold tried, tested, and true up until that London open. Once that London open opens up and get busy, then you on your own as far as price action analysis. But coming from that weekend analysis, these are the levels and the things we're looking to help identify. Potentially let price action show us where it wants to go versus trying to most of the time tell price action what we think it's gonna go and then get smacked. So I just identify my levels, identify my zones, and get busy. But ultimately, definitely we'll be looking for a retracement now. We could say price action could come all the way back down to this 1 hour support. I ain't saying that's where it's going, but it could, especially if it start breaking lows right back up in here. You know what I'm saying? It could. So as we bump down to the 15, we look to see and say, okay, well, shit. Price action was big bullish. We pulled back and then we went higher, higher, higher. Okay, we started to slow down a little bit right here and right there. So what I would look for is if price action comes back to this area right here, or if it comes back to this area right here, you gotta do your own research and figure out why. But if price action starts to do something like this, then I would take buys from right there. It's continuation buys. Or if it broke all the way through that and then came down here and started to do this, then I would take continuation buys. And then if it came down and just broke all that, then possibly would try to start framing some shorts, but that's a long way away. So we'll want to see what price action does back within this hourly range to kind of give me the gas on which way price action going on that ass. So if we break 1 hour highs, we looking for the buys. If we break 1 hour lows, smashing on them hoes into the lows, 4 hour lows. Yeah. So if we break 1 hour support, we look at the price action come all the way back down, all the way back down, deep, deep, deep within them charts, and we're gonna get active and get busy and get baked on these charts. But yeah, coming to the charts on the weekend, yeah, you can, analyze and get your mind right and say, okay, if price action do this, if price action do that, I'm gonna get big busy. And then, if your analysis line exactly up is what price action said, if it does it, then get in. What we was looking at last weekend's weekend analysis, we saw price action pushing big bullish on a higher time frame. Bump out to the daily first. I think we can see a little bit better there. Um, this is daily. Come on. That was last week. So this, bruh, that's this week's. All right, we're bumping out to the daily from last week's price weekend analysis. Use that bar replay and just rewind back to there. What we saw was, and what we had identified was, price action, the structure to the top side was no good. We had the daily area identified right up in here, but it was still just straight impulse into the highs. When I look back at it, I did not, like I said, I don't put 100% in the GJ anymore, but I missed these equal highs right up in here, the internal liquidity. So along with news influence, I understand why price action shot up through that level like that because of what happened right over here. Um, what I was trying to see or trying to end or avoid gets smacked right up in here. Like I said, I missed this right here. I didn't identify that, but I saw price action pushing right into this resistance right up here. I don't know how I missed this right here because that's clear as day sitting there. But yeah, I understand why price action pushed here, but what I didn't want to get hung up on was just right here. So I kind of pushed on DJ last week. Um, Based off of the 4 hour time frame, we had the lows to the highs. This structure is most recently broken now. We can take the bar replay off now. Um, Last week's price action, we pushed up, ran into that resistance of what I was trying to avoid, and price action reacted back to the downside. So what we got from that was we did identify the daily support area. It also allowed us from last week's price action to now be able to identify the ultimate new swing high on the daily time frame way up here. Um, and now, so we're identifying that daily range from the low to the high, potentially looking at this move as a retracement phase within the market. He pretty much get rid of that. Um, Based off last week's price action, yeah, we just saw price action roll over bearishly on the 4 hourly and the hourly time frame. Um, but I think this retracement phase is now over as we see price action push back bullish, closing above structure here, closing above structure there. So we got a bar replay off. So let's see, it's a 4 hour time frame. So what I would identify is right up in here, price action creating that 4 hour support area right there, pushing up. And I will identify this as the 4 hour support here because we're pushing up and we're breaking structure looking left. So price action got the gas from right up in here. We're pushing to the highs. We don't have any sort of resistance created just yet. We do see price action push big bearish within this 4 hour candle, but then this one just kind of closes like an inside bar. But outside of that, we can't identify that 1 hour resistance. But outside of that, we do just got the 4 hour resistance. So we're still waiting for price action to come back and break some structure looking left to kind of create that 4 hour resistance. But ultimately, pushing bullish on the 4 hour or starting to roll over bullish on the 4 hour, pushing bullish on the hourly. Um, we can identify this as the hourly simply because we break structure on the lower time frames, 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute back to the downside. So um we didn't break until yeah, so that 1 hour will be right down there as well. So yeah, I'll be looking to see what price action does within this little 15-minute range. It kind of has created, but ultimately this is the first area my eyes will be drawn to see what price action does once we get back to here. And then if price action was to break through this little level we just identified in the red, I would potentially be looking to frame some shorts back into the 4-hour support. But right now, yeah, we're just looking to see how price action gets out of this little consolidation area right here. And then if once we get back down to here, I'm looking to see if we start to roll back over bullish. Any of these higher lows right here, as price action starts continue to go back bullish, I will be interested in taking those buys. If we come and break through, I'll look for a retest of that level and then see how far we can get some leakage back into that 4-hour support right over there. Pretty basic, pretty simple setups, pretty simple analysis. Ultimately, it looks like we do want to go back bullish, so I wouldn't necessarily be looking for the bear scenarios. But if the bear scenario play out, I'm gonna play out with it. Um, yeah, just ultimately just see what's gonna happen and the bullish continuation zone. If we get all the way up there, we're looking for it to break, pull back, and get up out of there again. But ultimately, looking for the best bullish scenario on the GBP, JPY. Pushing over to gold, gold. Let's start on bullish activities on gold because I like the retracement trades. As gold strokes right here, I'm not interested in getting in right here and watching the stroke again. I just rather watch a stroke because if you hop in up her, you got to remember if price action don't keep going bullish, that may come back bearish. I'd rather wait for it to come back bearish first and then wait for it to go back bullish. I did not hop in on these buys. I did call these buys out. Um, right here. Ooh, right there. As soon as I get ready to pull it up, right there, side by side. Go, go about ready to scoop back bullish. And price action was we had closed. Let me see what we had. Price on that thorn. 2016. So 2016 back up and over here. That's why I was saying gold about ready to scoop back bullish. But like I said, I like the retracement trades better. I just let it pop. And yeah, that was the before. That's what I was pointing out right here. Would only take buys if price action closed above this hourly level. We got the internal liquidity identified on lower time frames, so we would expect price action to just scoop right through that level, get up through the probably from this analysis right here based off of the chart markings. What I wanted to see was how price action reacted once it broke out of this 15-minute little range it was stuck in. We pushed to the top side. We didn't close above it at first, so we got a retracement, retesting back into the lows where price action came from before we tried to break out right here. Oh, back. Yeah, we retraced, did not break the ultimate low, and then came back up and then got busy back to the top side. So for me, based off my chart now, I would have been looking for price action to push above here, swallow this, pull back, and get up out of there. What actually happened? We pushed up. We didn't close above, so I didn't take any buys, didn't look for no continuation buys. We actually pulled back one more time. But right here, we actually did. So, yeah, right over there. And then it kept coming and got up out of there. We had a continuation buys, breaking retest trades. But like I said, with this big ass imbalance right here, I was not getting in, my friend. And they kept going to the top side, to the top side, to the top side. But ultimately, breaking structure on the daily time frame from the low all the way up to the high, pull back and break the high again. So yeah, just pushing big bullets on the higher time frames, buffing out to the daily. Let's see how we get into it over her. I'm gonna blank that thing real quick. And what do we do? Oh, okay. You come up here want to play with the hot boys. All right, so because this price action right here is so choppy, let's see that too. Let's go ahead and get some fresh analyses. Fresh analyses. Fresh. Like Roger Banks said, let's get some fresh analysis. Fresh. Let's get it fresh. I just want to identify this right here first. The big pool. It's filled with money. This is where I look at it. All that right there is the money sitting on the charts right there in front of you. The Monty, look at the Monty boy. Look at it. Do you see it? Do you? There? Do you see the money on the chart right there? You see this right here? That's money right there talking to you, baby. It says, come get me. Come get me. I dare you. And I'm coming, baby. But ultimately on the daily, pushing big bullish. Uh when I'm trading, I don't like this type of price action right here. This price action makes you should make you nervous because when you see price action jumble like this, it likes to scoop through them zones real quick. See it right here jumbled up like scoop through them zones. So if you was taking buys, you got stops right up under there. Price action finally get ready to go back bearish, they're gonna blow right through that low, just take off. Let me see any other areas on here where it chopped around like that for a minute. Kind of right up here, kind of right up here. You got the little choppy price action. Price action when it finally get ready to go back bearish, takes off. Right here, you got that choppy price action. When you get ready to break, oh my gosh, it's gonna take off. So yeah, come get me. Come get me. But because of because of how choppy it is right here, I will bump out to the weekly to get more clear analysis. And based off of this right here, I would say higher high, higher low, still pushing to make that new higher high since we don't really have any structural breaks looking left as price actually going up. So based off of that daily, we will bump out and we will hit them right here. And then based off 4 hour time frame, breaking structure here, come back down, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So my 4 hour resistance will be right up on her. So basically what that tells me is if price action breaks below here, there's a high chance we coming back deep, looking for that off rip, just based off of putting that box right there. Uh, Hopping out to that 4 hour time frame, we can see how the structure just pushes higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, you know. So this is I don't like structure and price action like this. So that's like a main reason why I don't trade gold. But as we see price action kick higher highs and higher lows on the hourly, um, higher low right here, higher high, we came down, broke structure once, broke structure twice right over here. So the hourly in my eyes would be going bearish. You do have enough candle work to identify that 4 hour high. And then you got that hourly range from that hourly high to that hourly low. So ultimately, I will be looking to see how price action breaks out of that 15-minute range. And then I'm looking for the gas to continue that hourly range right up in here. These zones are really, really close together. So looking for accuracy, we want candle the wick. Then from here, we're going to candle the wick to candle the wick. So above this 4 hour level, I'm looking for buys again, continuation buys right above there. Continuation buys right above there. So I know if price action gets above 2067, I'm looking for a break and retest trade and get up out of that thing. I really don't need this 1 hour resistance level identified like this because we got that 4 hour resistance. So it's just on there for all the people in the back. But yeah, so based off of the hourly, see price action come down, lower high or low, breaker structure looking left, identifying from the high to the low. And then the first area I would look for price action to do something weird in is right here. All right, so we start to pull back and tap into that level right up on her. Come on, baby. Make me look crazy now. If we pull back and tap up in that thing and start to roll back bears, I potentially could be interested in these shorts, but I don't like this structure right over here. So I would probably hold back because if it pop above, it could continue to make high highs and high lows. It could continue to go bullish. But yeah, based off of what it does, right when they get over here and do a little dance, get the fumbling with them keys, is how I'm gonna make my purchases, and then yeah, we're gonna go from there. But ultimately, uh, we big bullish, and yeah, we're looking for the best we're looking for the lower time frames to line back up to bullish, go back bullish. Yeah, because right now the 1 hour has rolled over bearish, and it could come all the way back down to retest. It could. What it really could do is break through and grab this liquidity right over here and swing all the way back to the downside on y'all ass. But like I said, I don't trade gold enough to be telling y'all all that. But what I would look for is shorts right from up under this level right here. Continuation sale. So I just line it up right there. And then if you want to get technical, we could do breakout shorts right over here. You know what I'm saying? I just leave little notes on the chart. So when I come back to the charts, breakout shorts. Breakout shorts right there. So, identify this range. See what we got. That's a lot of pips on gold from 99 to 70. You're looking at a 29 point tick. I don't know. That's like 290 pips, I guess. Yeah, something like that. But then if it kick back bullish, then I'll be on the lookout for that. But ultimately, looking to see if we're gonna continue to go bearish first, open up the week. But if it happens to spring back bullish, I'm gonna be ready for that too. So, higher time frames are bullish, but we are thirsty. The market is thirsty for a pullback. Let's see, we got a bearish continuation on right here. And then, go back and line that up for accuracy. Once we got the screen. But ultimately, yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be looking for the rest of this week. DJ, GU, UK, UJ, AU. That's my lineup. That's how I'm gonna get active. That's how I'm gonna get busy. Ultimately, my top three coming out from the weekend analysis is gonna be AU, UJ, and UK. So if you see me on the Twitter, um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be at. Mm, yeah. If you see me on the Twitter, that's what I'm gonna be at. That's the charts I'm gonna be dropping for the most part. But if I come back through the week and GU, GJ, Gold, um, yeah, if they look proper, I'm getting in. We're gonna catch them stupid pills and we're gonna line it back up. We're gonna get at it. We're gonna get it right. But outside that, I'm about to slide. I done been on here like an hour, 2 hours, some change. But yeah, I'm about to go. I'm out of there. Good luck on this trading week, bro. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell your neighbor next door. We making bread over here. I'm up out of that thing. Hey.